Okay, the redesign had heart heads and I want to keep that, but how do I do it now that it's canon, that they're all object heads? A heart object, huh? Maybe one with words written on it? Perfect. And howdy! It's me, Manny! And here we are! I finally get to talk about two of my favorite characters of mine. Especially Kay. Let's be real, cause I love Sal, but Kay has been one of my characters for longer, and they also have a lot more like emotional impact on me because of nostalgia, so it's not the same, but I love them both and I'm so happy to finally have drawn them and get to talk about those two. So we're gonna do them one by one, and I guess chronologically, let's start with K41, Chaotic Neutral Bestie. So the story of K's creation starts with a rewrite of my very first Wattpad fanfiction, which is still the 12th most popular Kara X Sans Undertale fanfiction in the French part of Wattpad. Huh? It's so bad, what do you mean? But anyway, in the rewrite, well, in the OG, I self-inserted myself and I was the one who inspired Kara to do some yandere stuff, you know? Go all out. Get it? Cause I literally wrote Kara to act like that, and so in the story I make it happen. And I didn't want to be like that on the nose in the rewrite, cause, well, it was a rewrite, you know? I reordered all the plot points so that the story was more cohesive and the arc made more sense, the descent into madness and all. I got rid of some little plot points that were super superfluous and didn't matter at all, and I don't know why they were there other than the fact that I wrote the whole thing in one night, stream of consciousness without looking back, and that's why the first chapter and how it gets explained at the end barely makes sense. But anyway, I didn't want to completely make a self-insert of me. So I started thinking about what to do. And it made me think back on that old Sona that was the Sona that I used to represent myself in the OG story. And I had already turned it into one of my characters. My character Kayla, not to be confused with my mascot Kyla. I know, confusing, but I just thought it would be. And I was like, what if I took all the design points of the OG Sona that were not used for Kayla and used it for a new character named Kay, who who would instigate the whole thing instead. That was so hard to say. Oh my god, I had to say it 5 different times and I still don't sound like I know how to say it. That's fine. I lost my point. Anyway, that's how we got K. My beloved. Chaotic neutral, my favorite gender, huh? And the human design that I created was the basis for what at the time was their design, because I didn't have a cohesive vision for my object head OCs. Object head OCs was not the vision, Weirdcore was not the vision. It was just kind of like my weird OCs who like are in a crossover with all my fanfictions and my original stories. You could look and see them hiding in the background, vibing, sometimes not in the background, vibing still. Cool vibes. That was how it was at the time. But anyway, let me introduce you to the current, the redesigned, the rewritten K41. Here we go. K41, K, beep, but says 25, intersex non-binary, any pronouns, trixic, chaotic neutral. An impulsive and manipulative agent of chaos within the guardians of the multiverse, K41 still also saves universe from exploding from having a minor character disappearing by replacing them momentarily. That very important job is only secondary to their shenanigans, however, and other than manipulating people to cause chaos, they also enjoy playing poker. Her favorite universes are angsty/dark universes, as they give her the most to work with to sow chaos, and thus she dislikes cutesy/happy universes for giving her the most limitations. He likes assuming a new identity, new name and appearance for each new job, as it's more fun and makes him able to tailor his manipulation to the situation, but his default one is K. They have knives to fight whoever erased the minor characters in case of emergency, but sometimes ends up giving them to characters after manipulating them, since they don't worry about their safety. Despite there being a pretty big overlap in universes they like going to, she hasn't seen her twin sister S41 in a while, which saddens and worries her. K41 is in a secret relationship with a character in one of the universes he worked in. He also is co-parenting the new child guardian that S41 and S41 adopted, and thus has developed a queer platonic relationship with her. They would never admit it, but they would gladly die to whoever erased the minor characters to protect any of their loved ones, twin, girlfriend, queer platonic partner, or child. And that's S41 and S41. What do you think? Surprised? How is it? It was kinda difficult for some reason for me to find an aesthetic that Kay would like to dress as. In the past, I had given her either like very basic clothing or like very cutesy, very like soft, a little princely, little princessy, little like regal, to like give this like manipulative, sickly sweet vibe. But when I thought about it this time, I was like, yo, what about clowncore though? Cause personality wise, that fits like 1000%, 1,000,000% even, you know? But to keep this idea of him using the aesthetic to sort of give a sweeter vibe than whatever shenanigans he's planning, I went with pastel clowncore specifically. Cause, well, look at it. Well, you can't look at it yet. The coloring hasn't been done. But once you have seen it, then you will get it. Hopefully. I also gave them a cute little friendship bracelet with her twins, like, eye color on it, so that the two kind of match, like, cause they're very close, or well, they used to be, as you could see from when I read the bio. And so I wanted it to be on the design, and so when that plot point is brought up, it's like, oh yeah, it was there the whole time. We just didn't know that this friendship bracelet had significance yet, but now it does. You know? And also like a little funky, what's the word? No, I forgot the word. I'm so bad at English right now. Eyelashes, funky eyelashes. Cause, I mean, when you have one eye, you kind of have funky eyelashes as is, so might as well, you know? And the spiral eyes is actually a design point from Sal's design that I decided to keep for both because it's fun and it fits both of them and it's cool. But yeah, that's about it for K41, pastel clowncore, chaotic neutral vibes, sickly sweet exterior B. Sal S41 is a character that I have from an adoptable, actually, that I bought from my dearest friend that I keep asking you all to go commission every time I talk about him. Ditchable. Cause look at their art, it's so good. All the time. It's not fair. But anyway, I saw it once when he showed me like all the things that they were selling, and I bought it, and for a while I wasn't sure what I was going to do with her. I thought she would be like, I would redesign her into a pony and she would be a background character for for Inside Shadow, but specifically a wolf pony. I'll talk about it in the lore when I redesign apple cider and talk about her and stuff. This is not the time. time and place. But so that was what I thought about, and so when I finally created K41, I was like, yo, the two could be twins, little twinsies. I don't know, I looked at the two side by side and I was like, yes, you two are definitely twins, and you know what, no, they are twins, so yeah, of course, makes sense. And like, you can tell that they're twins, but also they're not like, they're all copies of each other, which, you know, isn't great twin design. Me randomly giving myself props for designing good twins. I sure hope I know how to design good twins, considering how many twin characters I have. But moving on, I'm gonna read you Sal's description in her bio. S41, Sal or Sally. Beep! But says 25, cis woman, she, her, pansexual, true neutral. Curious and avid to learn, S41 uses her job as a guardian of the multiverses to learn all she can about the psychology of interesting characters in universes. Despite saving universes from exploding from having a minor characters disappearing by replacing them momentarily being a serious job, she often gets completely sidetracked by her studies, only doing what the minor character she's replacing is supposed to, because it'll give other characters the chance to unravel. Her favorite universes are ones with fleshed out characters that she can really see develop, in good or bad ways, and her least favorites are silly universes, since they don't offer much in that department. She usually simply goes by Sal or Sally in most universes, unless the universe has a different naming scheme, as she doesn't care about having a character of her own, but to learn about them. She doesn't bring anything to protect herself from whoever erased the minor characters in case of emergency, both because she doesn't worry about her safety and because she's too busy studying characters to remember any serious threats. Despite there being a pretty big overlap in universes they like going to, she hasn't seen her twin sibling K41 in a while due to entangling herself too much in her jobs. She misses them. S41 had in the past various, mostly short-lived, relationships with characters in universes she worked in, especially with obsessive narcissists. She just can't help herself, they're too interesting. She wants to reconnect with her twin, since they've always been so close. But her obsession with learning more about characters keeps preventing her from it. So, once again, what do you think? Her personality is kind of like I want to say improv, but that does not make sense at all. But you get what I mean. Since I never thought about her personality since I bought her as an adoptable, and the closest thing I ever got to think about it was a Death Note roleplay where she and her twin were shinigamis. I will not elaborate. I will not. You can't make me. the thing that made the most sense, despite me thinking that she was lawful neutral for a hot second, no, she's true neutral. And that's the only thing that makes sense. And I love her. She's so silly. She has no priorities. I love her. My baby. Her style was very straightforward. I immediately thought about Pastel Academia. The same thing, the same aesthetic I gave to my interpretation of Kara. I know, don't talk to me about it. I like it. I like Dark Academia, but Pastel Academia just hits different, you know? Oh, and this is the moment where I remembered I had to color the mouse. Very cute, very vibey. Very nice, 10 out of 10. I think the logic of the mouth kinda makes sense despite it not making sense, you know? But yeah, I had a lot of fun designing the two. I gave S41 a matching friendship bracelet because I noticed that because I read like aesthetic wikis when I do research, and I noticed that it said that one of the key elements or like noticeable elements that separates Pastel Academia from Dark Academia was friendship bracelets, and I thought it would be so cute if Sal gave Kay a friendship bracelet for them to match. And despite the closeness having kind of disappeared since Sal has gotten so obsessed with all those little characters, the two still match and are close despite not being actual close. They have each other in their hearts and on their arm. It's cute. Don't talk to me about it. Look at those. I'm finally fixing them because those platforms did not make sense. But look at them. The two always had sort of a contrasting theme of Kay having one eye, sort of demonic accents, and a mouth motif. Meanwhile, Sal having 4 eyes, angelic features. I forgot the word I said the first time. And obviously an eye motif from all those eyes. And since I can't exactly give Kay multiple mouths without going into a sort of body horror territory, which for both I'm keeping for later design transformation forums, I decided to give them those super cool platforms that are teeth shaped, and it's very cool. I had a lot of fun designing the two. I had a lot of fun doing this background. Look at it. It's so funky. Very nice, very cute. I love those two. I love how like they kind of match and you can tell that they're twins, but also you can see their separate personalities and like, you know. they fit together, but they also fit separate from each other, and they have their own things going on, their own storylines and their own character arc, and I'm just gushing about them at this point. I love my babies. I love them. So cute. So silly. If I ever manage to convince my friend Sandre to continue the Death Note roleplay, which is definitely never going to happen, I definitely have to like draw fan art of it, because one of their characters is one of the obsessive narcissists that Sal had a short-lived relationship with. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye!